What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So we got E3 this weekend. So I thought I'd do like a hopes, dreams, and realities. For E3 2017. Going through the press conferences a bit. Seeing what kind of hoping will be there, what will actually be there, and probably what will not be there. Um, Look, for me, E3, because this generally happens, like, I'm a day ahead of most of you guys, okay? So, for me, it's going to be on Saturday in America, but it'll be here for me on Sunday. And I got to be up at, like, it's like 7 a.m., and then it's all throughout the day. But this year, they've, like, spread it out over 3 days. I know it's normally, like, two, but, normally, like, there's one day where there's, like, one, and then there's another day where there's like four of them, and it would be a huge long thing. Well, five including the PC Gamer Show, but and obviously there is smaller ones too. But the main ones, it would all be on that one day, and I have to be up at like 6 a.m. in the morning. It would just be but it was great because it was E3, and it's kind of the one part of the year where like gamers all get excited for to see what's coming up, and sort of want the game companies to impress us a little bit, like what's gonna make us go, when we see it come up. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for, and obviously we always say like, oh, who won E3 and all the rest of it, and majority of the time it's been Sony. Bethesda did win one, I think 2 years ago when they dropped Fallout 4. I know for some people Fallout 4 wasn't their thing, but hey, it's not everything's gonna be perfect. So we'll start it off with EA because EA's kicking it off first. Saturday, but it's Sunday for me. Look, for me, you know what you're gonna get with EA. It's gonna be sports games, okay? Sports games are their thing. That's what makes them the most money. It's pure and simple. FIFA is their biggest selling title ever, and then probably followed by Madden, okay? So there's no way around it. There's no way of, like, oh, I wish they had, more stuff. They're gonna do the sports games. They're gonna bring out, sports people, and it's gonna, it's gonna be the thing. You just gotta sort of trudge through it and look for the if you're not into that sort of stuff. And if you are, that's great. That's, your thing. I mean, I've never played FIFA in my life. I think the last Madden I played was like '08 or something like that. I don't know. I'm the only interest I have in Madden is that my quarterback's on the cover this year, and I'm a little concerned about the curse. But that's really it. So we're gonna get the sports games, and they'll show up some amazing technology about how they make their faces even better now, which is very impressive. Like, I wish more games would use that technology because, damn, I wish Mass Effect used some of that technology. It would have been great if it did. Wouldn't have my faces tired all the time. It would be great. But it's what it's expected. I am impressed with their story stuff though. Like, I think they did it for the latest FIFA, and I think they've done it for a few basketball, the NBA games and stuff. The whole make your own guy goes through the process of becoming the pro guy. I like that. I think it's good. But for me, I'm not a procurer of sports games. I just don't play them. But if you do, EA's probably EA press conference probably your shit. So there you go. For me though, EA is all about Star Wars. All about Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars. And last year was like the biggest disappointment from them. It was like, really? Just this little montage of all the games you possibly might be making? Come on. It was, sort of a rehash of everything they did. Like, we did get like a glimpse of Visceral's one, which looked freaking cool, by the way, but we don't know what it's going to be. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't even have a title. It was, it was disappointing. It really was. And obviously, this year is going to be all about Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 is going to be their big thing. It's like, Battlefield 1 was last year. It'll probably be a big thing through all of the different conferences. Like, there's always certain games that will, sort of get to be in multiple conferences. Probably like Call of Duty as well. they just seem to just go through all of them. But for, Battlefront 2, I'm looking forward to it. I think I love the story mode part of it because, that trailer had a lot of hidden, like, lore things from Star Wars. Like, a lot of stuff that was, like, way back, in books and comic books and stuff like that. It was great to see. It was really great to see. And I'm interested in this Inferno Squadron and sort of seeing, that initial point after the Death Star's killing and stuff, destruction. It'd be great. It'll be cool. Then there's going to have to be like, what's the multiplayer like? And will it hold on to their people this time? Like, for me, like, I played the beta. I enjoyed myself in the beta. I got the game. I think I played like 2 matches and I was bored of it. I was done. Mind you, Battlefield 1 did the exact same thing for me as well. I don't know what it is with DICE games right now for me. They look beautiful. They're amazing to look at, but they just don't hold my attention. So hopefully they've learned their lessons. They've definitely gone back to the original sort of, Battlefront, what the originals were like. So cross your fingers, it's a good one. I'd say might get like a beta date, when the open beta is going to be coming up. They'll probably do something with their Origin Access stuff that, you can get it like 2 weeks beforehand or something like that. And I know they're doing this like celebrity YouTuber sort of play, they did it last year for Battlefield 1. And, when Snoop Dogg came along, just lit up right then and there, smoked some weed, play some games. He had a blast. I want Snoop back. I think it'd be fantastic. And all the memes come after it. It's great. It's freaking great. So, all these random celebrities that probably never played a game in their lives, or they, probably the most games they play are, sports games. That's probably why they're there. But probably a lot of them aren't even interested in Star Wars, but they'll be there for the exposure. I think it'll be hilarious to watch, and hopefully it's good. Then, obviously the Visceral game of what Visceral's doing, there's a big collaboration going there. I want to see what that game's all about. I really do. Hopefully we get a more substantial trailer for it, at least some details on what it is, like who's it about, what's going on with it. Like, please, something, please. Just not like a little 10-second trailer that, would look very impressive, but we didn't get anything from it. So cross our fingers we get something from them. Obviously, the guys at Respawn, those guys are doing a video game too. Something about lightsabers, sort of Jedi sort of thing. So that'd be pretty cool. Hopefully it's not motion control stuff, but, hopefully it's good. More of that VR, PSVR, X-Wing stuff. Guys, I just want a game about that. I just want a game like that. Rogue Squadron VR. That'd be freaking fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it. I guess for me also, BioWare. BioWare, you gonna show up this time? You gonna show up, or are you just gonna show off Old Republic for like the 10th time? Are you gonna show up? I know you had Mass Effect, but I enjoyed Mass Effect, but it definitely wasn't on the par from what on par with what you've done before. No way. So hopefully, I know they're working on a new IP. Please show us. Please show us, and please be good. And if you want to really surprise me, if you want to really make me happy, can I please have a new KOTOR game? Please? That would be, like, if they said, yo, we're gonna do KOTOR. Or remaster. Like, everyone's doing remastered versions of these games now. Give us, like, KOTOR, KOTOR 1 and 2 remastered. I'd be all about that. I think that'd be great. And then, rest of EA is like, I think it's Need for Speed, the new Need for Speed game. I'm interested in Need for Speed game in a while, so we'll probably get a bit about that. And then, like, any new IP, anything from EA. Obviously, we'll get some indies. They always throw some indies out there. I just like something new from them. That'd be really nice. But, hey, we'll see. But, Star Wars and BioWare, my two hopes for this conference for them. Then I guess we move on to Microsoft. Now, Microsoft, this really should be Microsoft's year, right? They're the only one dropping new tech. They're the new, they're getting the new console. It's still like, the half generation thing, but it's a new console. It's brand new, something different. Scorpio or whatever it's going to be. Apparently it could be like, Xbox 10S. I don't know. There's been a lot of rumors going around about what its name will be. Guarantee it won't be as cool as Scorpio. Like, I'd be happy to just, smack Scorpio on the side. That'd be great. I think that would be far better than freaking, Xbox 1.4525 something. I freaking don't know. Look, we need to, what is it? Like, we need to see what it is, how much it's going to cost, and when's it coming out. That's really what we're dealing with here. And then basically all the, everyone's going to compare it straight to the Pro, PS4 Pro. Everyone's going to compare it to that. Like, what is it better? Is it this? Is it that? For me, though, like, you can have all the specs in the world. It can be the freaking most powerful gaming console ever exist. Companies have done that before. Sega. They've done that, and it didn't work out for them. Because guess what? The Nintendo had games on it. Guess what, guys? Xbox doesn't have much games on it. They don't. Not like solely only on the Xbox. I sold my Xbox One because there's nothing to play. There was nothing to play. And look, we need games for it. People need games to play for this console. There's nothing out. There's nothing. And everything that they've sort of they sort of promised last year has kind of fallen through. Like, it never really impacted the way we thought. Like, when they came out at E3 last year, everyone was like, man, they've got a lot of good games coming along. It was really good. But then as all of them started rolling out, like, they either were flops, like they just never really worked out all too well, or they canceled them. Poor old Scalebound, man. I was so looking forward to that game. Like, this Scalebound, I think, would have been a great, like, if it was going to be what I think it was going to be, which is a platinum game, just, freaking amazing, that would probably be a system seller to me. I would have bought it for Scalebound. So what is there to play on this thing? Forza? Are we gonna get another Forza, or like a Forza like Xbox 10 point something remastered version? I don't know. So that is what Xbox has to show us. Microsoft has to show us this year is what games are we actually going to play on your new system? Because there are not many people. There's not many games out there to really play. Not specifically to you. That's why Sony's kind of winning, and they may think like, oh, no, it's fine. No, they are winning. And they've got a lot of stuff coming up themselves. So you better have some ammunition to fight back, because I don't know. So yeah, so price point on the Scorpio is going to be huge. Like, how expensive is it? Like, we know how much the Pro costs. How much is the Scorpio going to cost? So that's going to be the big thing for that. And when is it due out? Apparently there's some rumors that it's coming out around October, November. It's around that area. So they're aiming for that sort of right before Christmas sort of thing. I mean, people are going to buy them. People will buy them, but like, what's there going to be to play? Like, for me, like, probably before I'd ever buy an Xbox, whatever this is going to be called, I'd probably buy a Switch. So, yeah. Obviously going to have 4K VR headset compatible. I was thinking, like, could they come out with their own? Like, could they include one with it? If they include a VR headset with their package and they charge, a decent amount more, but it was still under the amount of an actual VR headset, that would be freaking fantastic. But I don't think that's going to happen. I know they have something going with Oculus, I think. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that. They'll probably put out some VR games with it. So there were some jokes going around that the Kinect might be coming back. I freaking hope not. But I don't think so. I think they killed that thing pretty damn. They put a bullet in its head pretty quick. Yeah, game-wise, Sea of Thieves. Very keen to see how Sea of Thieves is progressing. Definitely, hopefully they don't do that cheesy Let's Play stuff. That was a little cringeworthy last year. State of Decay 2. That's another one to keep an eye out for. Crackdown 3. That looked really good. I think, what was that, 2 years ago? 2 years ago we saw that, like the just the demolition of a city or something. It was great. I'd like to see Crackdown 3. No Halo. No Halo this year. They had Halo Wars last year. They don't have much else. I don't think they have anything this year for Halo at all. Which is pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Especially with Destiny 2 coming out, you think like they would have something to sort of put up as their own. Like, hey, we were, we know they were the ones that, kind of created us, but we're still here too, sort of for Halo 6. I haven't played a Halo game since like 4. I think I completed 4's campaign and I was like done with it. I don't know. We'll see what they actually bring out. Like, are they going to bring out they need to bring out their own IPs. If they want to keep doing this exclusive thing, like exclusively on Xbox, exclusively on PS4, and there's not going to be this cross compatibility thing with them, they have to create their own IPs and stop killing them off, aka Scalebound, stuff like that. So yeah, so big year for Xbox, big year for Microsoft. Let's see what they come out with, shall we? It's not just about being the most powerful. That's not the big thing here. The big thing here is, what games are you going to let me play on your system? That's the big thing. Then I guess kind of the darlings. I think the darlings of E3, I think. A lot of people have a lot of hopes in Bethesda. I think they sort of put a lot of hopes and dreams, and, there's a lot of fans, are surrounding their games. Basically, out of Bethesda, I think everyone is hoping for an Elder Scrolls 6. Elder Scrolls 6. Like, everyone's like, yo, come on. Like, you don't have a Dishonored this year. You don't have, Fallout isn't here this year. You've just launched Prey, so you don't have anything, big to play with at the moment. Are you going to give us Elder Scrolls 6? And I mean, if they, like, said, yo, Elder Scrolls 6, without, out of the blue, like, no one knew anything about it, here, Elder Scrolls 6, and yo, it is dropping this year, everyone would flip out. They would flip out. All the Elder Scrolls fan, everyone, it'd be mayhem. Kind of like what with Fallout 4 happened, They were like, oh yeah, Fallout 4 is coming, and it's coming out this year. Everyone flipped. It would be the same thing, and Bethesda would probably win E3. That would be it. And I don't know if it's going to happen. I think they're going to say, like, yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming. We're doing it. Here's, like, maybe like a half-a-minute trailer or something. That's probably what's going to happen. But if they pulled the biggest surprise ever and said, yo, like, September, October, Elder Scrolls 6, that would be huge. That would be huge. Obviously, they got their VR stuff. They got Fallout 4 VR. We'll find out more about that, like what it actually is. If it's full-on Fallout 4 and you're running around and stuff, I'm wondering, like, motion sickness and stuff like that. Because that's the whole biggest thing with VR right now, is when people are running and you're not moving, it freaks yourself out. And I mean, personally, I don't think... I've tried a few VRs, and one had a running thing in it, and it never really got me, but I know a lot of people that it has. So, obviously, and also there's Doom VR. Doom VR is becoming a thing, something people are talking about too, so we'll keep an eye out for that. And then basically what platforms is going to be on? Like, is it going to be Oculus? Is it going to be Vive? Is it going to be, PSVR? Is it going to be all of them? Where's Bethesda going to send these, to sort of be played? Then probably what I'm most excited about is the new Wolfenstein sequel coming out. Wolfenstein Colossus. I so enjoyed New Order. I love New Order. I never got into the DLC. The sort of like the last, what was it called? Last something. I don't know what it's called. Like the Old Order. Maybe the Old Order. Last. I don't know. But yeah, the New Order. It was great. I loved that. That game was fantastic. Had me hooked from the moment I freaking started playing it. It was great. I want to see more of that. and I know we will. It's something I'm very excited about. Hopefully that's dropping soon too. That'd be great. Evil Within 2, that's apparently going to be there. Apparently that was, a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people thought it was the most frustrating thing ever to play. I never played it because I don't play scary games. It's just not for me. But yeah, that's not my type of game. What are we talking about? Apparently they have a new IP coming. Bethesda has a new IP. Apparently it is a sci-fi open world game. If this is like Elder Scrolls in space, I'm going to be so in love with this game. I would love a sci-fi sort of... I mean, I'm not a big open world fan, but if they do it right, I will love it. I will love it. But we don't have really too much news about that. We don't know if it's going to drop or not. They're making... Apparently, there's a lot of sort of Bethesda people going, yo, we're preparing for this one. Like, this is... Like, we don't have any people around to sort of do, like, interviews and stuff at the moment because we are preparing for this press conference. It's going to be big. So, cross our fingers it's not just hype, Obviously, then we're going to have, like, the DLC stuff, Dishonored 2. That'd be great to have some DLC for that. The DLCs for the Dishonored have pretty much been pretty great, so hopefully they'll drop a nice one for that. Prey, maybe. Also, we're going to get the ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. Maybe we'll get the ESO lady. The lady I think it was last year, who was so excited about Elder Scrolls Online. She was screaming the entire time. It was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. The entire Elder Scrolls thing. She was too excited for it. It's just like, hold that lady back. It was great. She was either the perfect plant or she's just very excited. And yeah, obviously, what else? Quake. Quake's another one too. Quake Champions. Like, any news? I know they had a beta. They had a beta come out, and I don't think it really made that much of an impression on people. I never really heard too many people talking about it. It wasn't really well received. I don't know if it was well received. I think it was just like very under the radar sort of thing. It never really got picked up by much. So we'll probably get like maybe an open beta date. That'd be great. But yeah. I think Bethesda, they have all the opportunity in the world to really wow us this year. But I think there's a lot of expectation on them. From 2 years ago when they really, wowed everyone with Fallout 4, I think they're like, people are waiting for them now. They're waiting for them. We'll probably get another Skyrim freaking, like, oh, we're on the Switch now for like, Skyrim's been out there for a few years now. Just a few. But yeah, so Wolfenstein, the VR stuff, and then if they drop, Elder Scrolls 6, that will probably win them E3. But yeah. Then I guess moving on to kind of the weird child of E3. The weird child. Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft is... Some of my favorite moments of E3 have come from Ubisoft, mainly because of Aisha Tyler. And unfortunately, she is not going to be hosting this year. And I was so angry. That was like, no! Like, that's the only thing that makes you different from everyone else, is that you're like the weird child of E3 that has this crazy host that, swears at people and disses the company she's working for, and she gets so excited for random things. I'm so gonna miss Aisha Tyler there. It's so sad. It really is. I think, it was like the one thing that made them different. It really was. But, for me, Ubisoft, they are stuck in a rut. They really are. They are stuck in a rut, and they're struggling to get out. I think they hoped For Honor was going to get them out of it. I don't think it did. I hear 90% of their player base is left. something like that. There was a rumor going around that it was 90%. Very reminiscent of Division. Very reminiscent of Division. Obviously we'll get DLCs for them. Those two games. That's probably what they're going to be doing. Far Cry 5 will be their big push this year. There's always one game that they'll push heavily, and Far Cry 5 will be that. Look, for me, Far Cry, I think the last Far Cry I played was 3, and I enjoyed 3. I think 3 was freaking fantastic. I never got into 4, never really got into it, and Primal I had no interest, and apparently it was for a good reason. So, interesting to see how Far Cry 5 goes with this whole sort of, I think it's in Montana, so this religious type thing. Apparently it's been causing a stir, good and bad. Look, I have no real opinions on it. It's not for me to say, but hey, if it's got to have, like, I think the big thing with 3 was that it had a really good villain. The villain was great. Then, it had some twists and turns. 4, it was okay. 5, no one really connected with it. They need a good villain here, I think is the big thing with Far Cry 5. So yeah. Hopefully it's not just like, it's like Wildlands. Like, so when I saw that convoy of pickup trucks, I was like, oh my god, this looks like Wildlands. I don't know. But all Ubisoft games begin to, like, look the same. They all begin to, like, merge together, and they're all the damn same game. So, we'll see. We'll see with Far Cry 5. Assassin's Creed Origins, that got leaked. Apparently, they're going to Egypt. It's been leaked for a while now. It's Assassin's Creed. They hopefully... Look, for me, I loved Assassin's Creed all the way up until they stopped using Ezio. When Ezio got old and, finished the game with Revelations, I was happy. I was like, they could end Assassin's Creed now and I'd be happy with it. The crazy freaking alien shit, like, I could have done without that. But with Ezio and all that, I think he's probably been their best character in a long time, for Assassin's Creed. Then they freaking went to 3 and had the most boring freaking assassin ever to be the freaking, the main character in Connor. That was thing. Black Flag, they nailed it with that one. I love the pirate stuff. I wish they just did a Black Flag 2. Just do that. People would be happy. People love floating around like pirates. It'd be great. And then, obviously, like, I think, what was it, like, Unity, Syndicate, never got into them. Look, they have to do something pretty radical for me to go back to Assassin's Creed. They really would. But yeah. We'll see how it looks. Now I think probably the game that will get the most, that will probably end up being like the most successful game out of all this lot. Mario, meets Rabbids thing. This Rabbids, like, sort of conjunction they're doing with Nintendo. Apparently it's going to be exclusively on the Switch, and it's like XCOM with Mario and Rabbids. It's a strategic RPG, apparently. Look, that's some crazy ass shit, and it's something I expect from Ubisoft. I think it'll work out. I think, people that love Mario and all the rest of it, and then young gamers, like kids and stuff, like families and things, they will flock to this game. And guess what? Nintendo knows it. That's why they're putting it on the Switch. It's something that, they've been looking for, which is a third-party title, well, kind of a third-party with a, kind of a collaboration that's only on the Switch. It could be a system seller for them. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it looks. I don't think we've had a XCOM type game for, for that sort of demographic, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see. Look, all power to them. I think it's probably not going to be for me. Like, I loved XCOM, but I don't know if I'm going to be into that sort of thing. But if it looks fun and cool, maybe. Maybe. South Park. Oh my god. The Fractured Butthole. They finally nailed down a freaking date that they're gonna thing, and it's pretty much like a year behind what they were going to do originally. I don't know how much more they can show of this game. What more can they show? That it's been at multiple E3s now. I guess they can come out on stage and say, we're sorry it took so long and this is what we've been working on. That's gonna have to be what they do, because, you know, they'll probably make a joke about it. But I know I'm gonna love this game. I know I'm gonna love this game when it comes out, because I loved South Park when it came out the first time, the original one. So I just want the game. Give me the game. That's really all I can say about South Park. And yeah, their VR stuff. They've done, they did Star Trek VR the Bridge Crew last year, the Eagle Flight, as well. We'll see what else they bring out. They're normally pretty keen on the VR, so we'll see what they do. And then probably for finale, the sort of, I guess, the kings of E3 for a while now, Sony. Hopefully they have that orchestra again. They probably do something different, but I loved that orchestra last year. It was great, especially when they did God of War at the start. They are great at building hype. Sony knows how to, like, okay, we're gonna do this game to get everyone hyped up. Then we're gonna drop this game that may not get so much, but it's gonna carry them through. Then another hype game. Then lower them down again, hype game. And they know when to nail it, and they're great with that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. Hopefully we will see some Last of Us 2. That's a hope for me. It's like, you think they would. There's been nothing talked about it, but I would like to think they would drop, Last of Us 2. Like, oh, here's some gameplay, or here's something. They did it for, like, what is it, Days Gone last year. They did it with that, and then we never even knew about Days Gone, so we'll see. Apparently Kojima is not going to be there with this Death Stranding. I think that's the name. I'm sorry if that's wrong. But we know what he can do. He'd probably like just walk out of the audience like, yo, I'm actually here, and I do have, like, something to show you. It's what he does. Like, I would not be surprised. He said that he's not going to be there. I would not be surprised if he's there. I really wouldn't. Obviously Destiny 2, I think, will be quite prominent on PlayStation. I think they'll probably, like, you might see them in Xbox and stuff, or Microsoft, but I think they'll do a bigger thing for Sony, just because I always see them with Sony. It's always been that sort of collaboration between the two of them. So I'd say we'll see more Destiny 2 here. Also, I'd love to see Ace Combat 7. Guys, if they're going back to the way, like, sort of, Ace Combat 5, Ace Combat 0, the way those two did with, like, the sort of, not, like, sort of, the fake country thing. Like, more like an anime sort of, like, thing, like the Razgris from Assassin's Creed. Ace Combat 5. Ace Combat 5 is one of my top 5 games ever. It's fantastic. I hope they do a remastered version. It deserves it. It's so good. And it's only like a flight sim game, but it's so good. Oh, I hope they did. But Ace, I keep saying Assassins. Ace Combat 7. Hopefully we see a little more of that. Obviously God of War. I'd love to see more of God of War, because the what direction they took that is like going along the lines of Horizon Zero Dawn. That had that feel to it. And if they can create that from God of War, which was more of like a hack and slash type thing, I'd be very impressed. Because then they'll have like a gods thing to it. And I think they're going more of a Norse god type thing. So that'd be cool. Maybe Final Fantasy VII Remake. Maybe. Cross our fingers. That's more of a hope, I think. In reality, we probably won't get too much that are like, oh yeah, like we're making it still. Haha. I don't know. But yeah. Detroit. Detroit, from David Cage. He's known for doing some batshit crazy games. So it'll be interesting to see if we see more of that, like more, maybe gameplay. I think that's the big thing from this E3 is gameplay. Like, let's see some gameplay of these games that you're showing us. So hopefully we see more of that. Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game. Guys, like, Spider-Man's coming out in a month. The new Spider-Man movie. This would be a good, showing for some, for that movie as well. Like, I'm sure Disney would love it. That'd be good to see. That little trailer they did last year looked pretty damn good. So, Days Gone, obviously, that, like, maybe more about it. Like, is it just a zombie sort of killer, like, horde game? That zombie horde was very impressive, by the way, in that E3 trailer last year. But probably a little more about that. Like, is it going down like kind of a Last of Us type look? I don't know. What else have we got here? The PlayStation VR. Obviously, they're going to be pumping out more VR games. Games of substance, please. Not just tech demos for VR anymore. Like, actual substance games, please. That'd be really good. So, hopefully some cool more PlayStation VR stuff. Potentially, maybe some Star Wars VR. They might show it here. Then I guess I would not be surprised from Sony for them to try and do something to really, like, kind of punch in the gut to Microsoft. Just while they're trying to get their Scorpio out, right? I would not be surprised if they try and drop either a service or a product or something just to try and take away the hype from the new console going over on Microsoft. It's like, just something. I would not be surprised if they did it. Like a price drop, maybe, of the Pro. I don't know. Just something. I just have this feeling. I have this feeling that they're going to drop, maybe the VR might drop in price, or a combo pack with the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation Pro. I don't know. Something. Just because I can't believe that Sony would let Microsoft have, like, all the hype for a product like that to themselves, to not try and steal some. I can't see it. I can't see it. So probably something like that. And yeah, like, obviously there's a ton more games. There's a ton more games going on and everything like that. All the hopes and dreams of, like, what we could possibly see. Look, like I said, all I want to see some good gameplay. Obviously there are some companies that need to show us some real games. Like, come on, guys, like, show us something positive, please. And then I think there are some companies that just have to do more of the same. Like, yo, you're doing a good job. Just do more of the same. I would love some, like, yo, here's this game, and this game's, like, out in a month. Or, like, yo, here's this game, and it's out now. Like, digital-wise. That would be awesome. That's a great way to create hype. But look, it's E3. I think it's it's a great time to just sort of sit back, watch it, have a look at it. If you're into this, if you're into any type of gaming, I think this is, like, just something you need to watch. It's on Twitch. It's on stuff like that. I'm even thinking about streaming it myself. Doing a bit of a sort of commentary over the top on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TheAverageKiwiGuy. Just, having some fun with it, seeing what, react to it as it happens. Obviously, I'll be doing content for E3 afterwards as well, sort of discussions, reactions to what's going on, things like that. Maybe a review of the actual conference. Just sort of breaking down what we know. Things like that. But this was more just like, this is what we might, like, what might show up, what will show up, the hopes and dreams and realities of E3. So yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the likes, comments, all the rest of it. You know my Twitch channel, I just said it, so go check us out there. And also check us out on Twitter, Instagram, all the rest of it. Yeah. All right, guys, I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.